Hi, did you know that your level of leadership skills determines your level of success or your profit? Let's have a look at that today. I wanted to talk about leadership today because you own a practice if you're a practice owner. If you're not, maybe you will be one day, so this might apply to you one day. However, practices do not run themselves. And if they do, which some doctors think that they do, they're not under full control and they're not hitting optimum capacity or potential, because it takes a leader to push everybody in constantly pushing them into newer directions and better ways of doing things and always discovering a higher level. And that is the role of the leader. Now, I looked up a bunch of quotes just for fun before I started this talk. And one of them is, before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. Okay, so you're an associate in a practice and all you're worried about is like, am I doing it right? And am I fitting in? And what are the rules of the place where I'm working and that sort of thing. But when you become a leader, success is all about growing others. And we train our clients on this day in, day out, on being executives and leaders of their practice, and getting all the tools lined up to help the staff be the best that they can be. I'm the leader of my company for my team, and I'm always coming up with new ways to do things and going online and researching and so on, so that I can help them grow as well. I'm always growing at the same time. That's the good part. And because I also am wearing, because we're not a huge corporation, I wear a lot of different hats. And so I'm kind of like a doctor. 90% of my day is doing other things and 10% is management time. So growing myself is also important. And I'm always looking for new ideas and more current ways of doing things, and how I can help my staff do that as well. So that's one quote that I'm living by, and I think it's very apropos. Here's another great one. Leadership is action, not position. So, like I can sit there and go, I'm the leader of the company. You can say I'm the leader of my practice, but there's more to it than that. It's getting the actions done. It's pushing your team. Okay, did you get that done yet? Okay, so the deadline is Friday at 5. Let's have it done by then. Go online and find 3 new ways to do this particular thing, or how you could handle a shopper on the phone. And so I have a lot of videos on YouTube, and I think I have that one covered a couple of times. And we have articles on our website, by the way, on shopper handling. So if you want to refer your staff to those places, it works for you. It's no charge. Okay, good. So here's another great one. Change your mindset, change the outcomes. If you always do things the same way and you just keep, well, that's what I know how to do, and that's all I know how to do, and I don't know any other ways of doing it. And if you keep that mindset going there, you're not being a good CEO. A good CEO is always learning new and better ways to do things for better outcomes for, guess who? The patient. Yes, you are going to win. Yes, your staff are going to win if you're all doing the best that can be done. But your patients are ultimately what you're doing everything in the practice for, is to give them the ideal care that you know how to do, that you got trained on for 4 years, okay? So change your mindset. Don't get stuck in a rut, and this is the way we've always done it, and I'm never changing. And I have been through periods like that with different staff. They bring that bad viewpoint out in me. And then there's good staff who inspire me, like, well, how else could we do it? Or, hey, I found a new way. I had a staff member last year that we hired just before COVID. Unfortunately for me, he's a dentist that just came into the country and wants to get going on his boards and studying and stuff like that. So he gave me a year of his awesome time. But what we did was, he would come to me and say, hey, we should do podcasts. I go, what's a podcast? So he told me, and I go, do you know how to do it? He goes, no, but I'll find out. And then he said, you should do more YouTube videos. I go, what's wrong with the ones that I did? Because I had a bunch that I already done. And he said this, and this, and this. And so we changed it, and we got a green screen, which is behind me, so you can't actually see it. You see whatever background we put on. And I have lightings and umbrellas with lights and all sorts of things to light me up properly. I can do it all myself now. I have to because we're on COVID lockdown and I'm at home. So I have to push my own buttons and so on, and then I have to send it to my staff who at their home fixes it all up and starts it and stops it in the right place and so on. So, you know, you have to learn these things. But that person, that guy, he really pushed me to learn new things. I do live Facebook videos now every week and all sorts of things that I never ever thought I would do. I think I have 68 podcasts or 70, something like that, and 100 and some odd YouTube videos now, and I have about 750 articles up on our website if you want to read up on any management suggestions I might have. Anyway, so that's that message. There's another great quote, and this is very true for me and probably is true for you. A successful leader begins with two certainties. The future can be better than the present. I always feel like that. I'm an optimist and I'm always looking for better ways to do things. And I have the power to make it so. And you do too. So it's a matter of, well, what are the better ways and so on. And honestly, I mean, our company, that's what we do day in, day out for healthcare professionals, is helping them know other ways of doing things. Like they never knew you could do a recall system this way. They never even thought about how to reactivate people differently when you've already tried, your staff have already tried to get them back into the practice. Well, there are other ways of doing it. And once you have done 1,800 practices, you probably have at least 800 different ways of doing things. So, you know, there you go. Here's the next one that I love. If people are doubting how far you can, this one is so inspirational. This one is so inspirational. If people are doubting how far you can go so far you can't hear them anymore. And I live by that. If somebody says, oh, you shouldn't be doing that, or you can't do that, I go, oh yeah? I can't hear you, I can't hear you. And I just go for it and get it done. And then they go, oh, that worked. You know, like that kind of thing. So I think a great quote, which has always been with me, is one from John Wayne, the actor. And I think it's fairly famous, but courage is being afraid to get on the horse. Courage is being afraid to get on the horse, but getting on anyway. And, you know, so sometimes I try out new things that I am afraid of doing. And, you know, we hired a company to do our marketing. It didn't work. We hired another one to do our marketing. It didn't work. We've hired another one. And I am feeling so confident about this company because they're doing different things that make sense to me and that are leading my mindset and giving me new ways of looking at our marketing. Anyway, I hope I inspired you a little bit today to think outside the box. I talked to one of my clients this morning. He's a veterinarian, and he said, you know, he had a doctor who's a specialist doing a special surgery on knee of a dog yesterday when I called him first, and he was learning from it. And then today he said, yeah, that's what I was doing, but I don't know if I really want to do that. I'm at the end of my career now. And, you know, I don't know if I want to learn how to do that and become the specialist at it. Oh, he says, but I have a young vet. He should be sitting in on it. I'm going to get him to sit in on it and to learn how to do it. Now, what one was that? Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is about growing others. And I had just read him that quote, and suddenly the light turned on. He went, oh yeah, I don't have to be the one. I should be getting him to learn. So, you know, maybe that's a good message for today and a good spot to end. I'm sure I'm going to talk about leadership more. It's a very hot topic when you own a business because you're only going to make as much money, profit, or success as you are a top-notch executive. It's just the way it is. All right, so have fun with that. If you have any questions, do call us. I do a free in-depth practice analysis to help you out and start you off in the right direction, whether it's with us or just on your own. We do a real deep dive into 7 areas of your business. And it doesn't cost a cent. It takes 3.5 hours of your time, however, and we can do it on an evening, a weekend, or an afternoon, or a morning that you don't work. All right? And your spouse should be in on it too, because they hear a lot of problems from the practice and they love hearing the analysis of it all. Anyway, give me a shout if you want to have one of those, and we'll schedule one in. And in the meantime, do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a whole channel with playlists on all sorts of different topics. Good resource for you. And give us a like and share us. Thanks. Bye for now.
To get your practice analyzed, contact the Art of Management at 416-466-6217.